Hey guys, so welcome to what is my very first art video with commentary. So I'm only making this because I happened to stream some work on an icon commission that was commissioned by the QueenKrissu, who is a very good friend of mine, and she does cool things and streams and is funny, and you should check her out. But yeah, she, despite it being October still, she wanted an icon for winter, because she had a really good one done last year by the imaginative artist, or Nikki, as we know her, who's a really talented artist, and she wanted me to do one this year, which was super cool of her to do, and so this is just kind of a work in progress of me getting that done on stream. So yeah, usually I would probably just show the Paint Tool Psi window of my recording. However, I did stream this, so I think so I have my overlay and stuff built into the recording, so I thought that was pretty important to include. Well, alright, I gotta be honest, I don't know what I'm talking about during this art video, so upon editing this and editing the footage, as I haven't really edited together an art video before, aside from like my really old icon video that like isn't interesting or cool in any way, I don't have a lot of experience with it. And so the thing that you realize when you're cutting these together and when you're piecing all this footage together is that you'll notice that you do a lot of the same stroke a ton. Sometimes you're really lucky and you get it in a couple tries, but that is not the case. But yeah, I worked on this for like, I think 2 hours, and Krissu just wanted a flats commission. And yeah, you'll see on the right side of the screen, that is my chat plugin for my streams that I do on Twitch at twitch.tv/Invisoguy. And this is just so that people who are in chat can see when I receive messages and like how I respond relative to them. So yeah, a lot of this stream is just me engaging with chat and kind of like figuring out what the icon has to do, or what I have to do in general in terms of this icon. There's a big section towards the end of this video where I'm just experimenting with colors, because honestly, colors I consider to be my biggest weak point in art. Well, there's a lot, but there's a lot of weak points. But I definitely consider colors to be a big one, because I don't know very proper color theory or very good contrasting colors. Like, I'm not very familiar with them, but overall I think this icon turned out pretty good. Regardless, I don't really know what to talk about during an art video, and I'm trying to keep it a little bit more key, trying to make it a little bit more relaxing, because I'd be a little bit more yelly during most streams, or not streams, recordings, gosh dang. I'm so out of my depth, it's kind of hilarious. Because I can talk for 10 minutes no trouble if I'm streaming, but just watching your own video back, it's kind of, you're hard pressed for things to talk about. I don't know what else to say. I'm super new at this. Oh, here you'll see me cut away from the icon. This is just me chatting with folks and taking a break because I can't work my wrist too hard, and this is just me showing them, that was me showing them my other projects. I usually, for every month of the year, I'll start a file that's just called October Scribbles or November Scribbles or what have you, corresponding to the month, and just if I'm ever bored and I don't really want to start like a full thing, I just go onto that file and I like try and fill it all out. Usually I don't get too far because art can be pretty painful to do with my wrist problems, so I don't tend to get terribly far with those scribble pages, but sometimes it's just fun to see like all of the things that I drew over the course of a month. It's like those old scribble pages that I'd have in my sketchbook during high school, where I just fill out the page just to fill it out, as opposed to like full pages. Gosh, what was I gonna say? Oh yes, so for those that don't know, this is a very rare occasion for me because I don't usually take on commissions. Generally when I take on commissions, I'm doing it with people I know or people who I talk to on a pretty regular basis, because I have some degree of tendinitis, and I haven't gone back to the doctors for quite some time to get it looked at, so I don't know how far it's developed. All I know is that it hurts to draw for long periods of time, or even for small periods of time. So this means that when I do get a commission from someone, usually I want them to be someone I know who I can kind of have a conversation with about, hey, you need to understand that this could take a while. I really do try my best and like try and make all the work that I do look as good as it can, especially for finished things that people are paying me for. But I want people to know that like I can't do it in like, I can't knock that out in like a week necessarily, because I have to pace myself very carefully when I'm doing art. And yeah, it's just, it's good that when I do get commissions, people tend to be pretty understanding, but as a result, I don't tend to put myself out there in terms of like my commission information a ton, because if you're doing commissions on the regular, you want to have a good reputation as being like very quick with them, and I understand that like that's kind of the expectation, and I would love to be able to do that, but as it stands right now with my physical health being at stake, I don't want to just throw my wrist health away, like a whole month of my wrist health away, just for, I don't know, like a $20 paycheck. Regardless, I hope you guys dig this. I'm not super adept at making art videos. I've got another art, well no, that's not true. I was gonna say I have another art related video on the horizon, but that's not super true. Oh yeah, I haven't commented on it because I'm just kind of winging it, but this is the part of the video where you just see a lot of color experimentation and trying to figure out what are the good colors that I'm going to have. You'll notice that the lines are actually like a shade of purplish red. I usually have a pretty hard time because they tell you if you're doing line work, don't make your lines like overtly black, make them like a darker shade of any other color because it'll just look nicer. And I have a really hard time figuring out what that color should be a lot of the time. But I think I figured out a good color here. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of just like, it's coming up, but you'll see me like messing with individual layers and just kind of doing hue saturation in Paint Tool Sai and figuring out what colors mesh well and stuff. I ended up figuring out some really good colors for this piece, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. If you just want to see how that is, like how it turned out, you don't want to listen to me struggle through this commentary part of the video, you can probably skip ahead. I'm going to have a part of the video at the end where I just kind of show off the final piece. Maybe I'll include a part where I say, here's what all the flat colors ended up looking like. So yeah, here's me rainbow switching all of the colors just to see what looks good and what looks right. I really wanted to... Initially I was gonna, because Krissu wanted this to be a winter and Christmas icon, and initially I was gonna do like reds and greens, but honestly red and green, like outside of the context of Christmas, I don't think are very good looking colors together. So I wanted to use like cooler tones, and I wanted to get purple and pink in there as well, because those are her character Queen, which is what her screen name is derived from, QueenKrissu. She has like a pink and purple hairstyle, and pink and purple are like her color combo, and generally what the QueenKrissu brand is represented as. So I wanted to kind of keep on brand, despite this being like an icon of Krissu herself and not QueenKrissu, which is usually her persona. I wanted it to still feel very on brand and in the realm of QueenKrissu. But yeah, and I wanted it to, I eventually went all overboard. I knew that like right away I wanted to have her breathing, what is it called? What's the proper term for it? Ice crystals in the air, like being able to see her breath and what that looks like. So yeah, I messed around with the blues a lot, and I don't know. It took a lot of experimentation. Color is definitely a weak spot for me, and I know I've mentioned that like 16 times here. But yeah, and then just I'm getting there. Oh boy, art video. Ooh, art videos are hard. So yeah, here's what the final piece ended up being. I threw down a lot of little snow specks to kind of bring it all together. She just wanted flats, so I didn't end up changing the flat colors very much. But yeah, and then I added a little gradient to the back, just to give it a little bit more depth and make it look really nice. Anyway, I hope you guys dig it, and oh my god, of course my phone went off at the very last second as I was recording. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. If you guys want to check out my Twitch streams, which is where I did this, you can follow me at twitch.tv/Invisoguy. If you're interested in my art and maybe supporting me a bit more, you can check out my Redbubble and my Society 6, which are just Invisoguy. You can find me as Invisoguy anywhere. And yeah, I hope you guys liked it, and I'll catch you in the next art video. Whenever the hell that'll be. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.